Assalamu alaikum class, hope you are good. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss the method of interviews. What are the methods of taking interviews? Okay, the first one is to explain you people about the definition or the concept of interview. That is, interview is the verbal conversation between two people with the objective of collecting relevant information for the purpose of research. Okay, and these are particularly useful for getting the story behind a participant experience. And type of interview are personal interview, telephonic interview, focus group interview, depth interview, and projective techniques. What are personal, or you can say that personal, what do you mean by personal interview? So personal interview is a face to face two-way communication between the interviewer and the respondents. Generally, the personal interview is carried out in a planned manner and is referred to as structured interview. This can be done in many forms, for example door to door, or as a planned formal executive meeting. Okay, what are the method of conducting a personal interview? A personal interview involve a lot of preparation. Generally, and personal interview should go through the following five stages that we are going to discuss next. That is rapport building. And what do you mean by rapport building? Interviewers should increase the receptiveness of the respondent by making him believe that his opinion are very useful to the research and is going to be a player rather than an audience. Second one is introduction. An introduction involves the interviewer identifying himself by giving him his name, purpose, and sponsorship, if any. An introductory letter goes a long way in conveying the study legitimacy. The next is probing. Probing is the technique of encouraging the respondent to answer completely, freely, and relevantly. The next is here recording. This is basically can either write the response at the time of interview or after interview. In certain cases where the respondent allow for it, audio and visual aid can be used to record answers. And then closing. After the interview, interviewer should thank the respondent and once again assure him about the worth of his answers and confidentiality of the same. The second one is telephonic interview. What do you mean by telephonic interview? The telephonic interview, the information is collected from the respondent by asking him questions on the phone, is called a telephonic interview. The combination of telephone and computer has made this method even more popular. Then the concept that arrives is focus group interview. In focus group interview, this is also known as unstructured interview, which involve a moderator leading a discussion between a small group of respondents on a specific topic. Focus group interview result in advantages summed up as to five. They are follows, but we are not going to discuss these five techniques in detail. So I am jumping on to the next, that is depth interview. Depth interview is non-directive in nature, where the respondent is given freedom to answer within the boundaries of the topic of interest. And the next is projective techniques. Projective technique involve the presentation of an ambitious, unstructured object, activity, or the person that a respondent is asked to interpret and explain. In projective technique, the respondents are asked to interpret the behavior of others, and this way they indirectly reveal their own behavior in the same situation. Some of these techniques are we are going to discuss its name today. In tomorrow's lecture, we will discuss its detail. First is word association test. Second is cloud picture test. Then sentence completion test, story completion study. These are the methods we are going to discuss it tomorrow with all its explanation. For today, the topic is Enough for you people. I hope you get the topic very well. If you have any queries, then do ask me on my WhatsApp number. But it is to be remembered that question asked should be within the time period, within the college time period. Okay. uh, Revise the topic very well. If you still find any difficulty in getting the lecture, then do ask me. I will repeat it again. Thank you so much, and Allah Hafiz.